So this is my goal for today. We're going to very briefly touch on momentum. Next time we're actually going to go into why I showed you momentum. But I will hint as to why momentum is very cool. And then we're basically going to get into impulse. And then notice that the last thing on the schedule there is rocket science, right? So really this is sort of a sad day for you because up until now you've been able to safely say, some of you anyway, I'm not a rocket scientist, but, right? After today, that won't be strictly true. You'll have to say something lame like, I'm not much of a rocket scientist, right? That's no good, right? I'm just a beginner. I'm an amateur rocket scientist or something like that. Okay. Which also leads us to the unrelated thing. My daughter said something, and I thought this was highly funny. You know how people say it's not... Anyway, try to use this phrase. Try to use this phrase later on today. Say, you know, it's not rocket surgery. It's not exactly rocket surgery, right? The other, by the way, the other combination of that is brain science. It's not brain science, right? That's not as funny. But I don't know. Try to use that anyway. But this is the symbol. The first concept is just momentum. Shut up, guys. Okay. The first concept is just wafer thin, and that is that there's something called momentum. Okay, and the symbol for it is P. Does anybody know why there's a P? It was a symbol. It's like physics has there are 26, and it's a lowercase p to distinguish it from the uppercase, which is power, right? It's a lowercase one, and it's like physics. There are 26 letters we could have used, right? 52 if you count uppercase, lowercase, right? We use the same 7 over and over and over again. I don't know why this is, right? But there's a real reason here, and that is like momentum. The word momentum used to have a silent P, like pneumatic, right? And people, we've dropped the P. We no longer even just include it in the spelling for it. Nobody's believing me. They're like, I don't believe. Somebody did believe me though. Somebody was like, yeah, okay. Okay, but here's the deal. Here's the deal with momentum, and I don't know if I can get this on the. Oh, maybe I can. Okay. Look over here. This is not exactly rocket surgery, okay, but it's kind of cool. If you look at this guy's sitting still, this guy is moving, and they collide. Notice that they are going slower after the collision than the original one was going. That makes sense, doesn't that make sense? Okay, here's the deal. The momentum before the collision was the same as the momentum after the collision. That's possible, right? A small mass times a big velocity could equal a bigger mass. In other words, the two of them together times a smaller velocity. Couldn't that work? That could possibly work, yeah. So in the instance that these guys collide head on, let's see if I can do that. And they stop dead. Here we go, let's try it again. Collide head on. And they stop dead, see that? And they stop moving altogether, right? If you could get that just right, then they would have equal and opposite momenta. That's how you say, you don't say momentums, right? Okay, they would have equal and opposite momenta before the collision, yeah? There you go. That's kind of cool, isn't it? Yeah, they might actually be moving because... Can you explain the Play-Doh? The Play-Doh. Oh, you will understand that because we're going to stick like a little flag on there so that the rangefinders can see them and make a graph of the velocity. A little applause for that. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, for example, if I have a 5 kilogram mass and it's going 40 meters per second, that's like 90 miles per hour. Why, that is 200 kilogram meters per second of momentum. And there's no shorter thing. I can't make like some joke here and say, you know, watt's the name. It's not a watt. It's nothing. It's just kilogram meters per second. And I used to pick some kid randomly in the class and say, well, that's a Harrison of momentum, right? And the kid would go, really? And then I go, no, not really. And then they'd be like, you have a worse than average day. Better than average for a brief period of time, then worse than average. So I no longer do that, you know. There we go. But so that's it. That's all it is. You guys want to try that? Yeah. And we already talked about that. Look how fast you're learning. Try it. Whiteboard problem. Whiteboard, whiteboard, whiteboard. These problems are all like this.
What is it?
No, you want it.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, because they were like, they need to walk around. And then,